Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real tonight. Don't you dare walk into 2026 the same way you walked into the last year, hoping, wishing, praying, but not planning. Hope is powerful, faith is necessary, but without a plan, all you're doing is waiting on luck. And luck doesn't build lives. Decisions do. Too many people say, this is going to be my year, but they never decide what that actually means. You can't just want success, you have to organize your life around it. A plan gives your faith direction. A plan tells your energy where to go. Without a plan, you wake up every day reacting instead of building. And let me tell you something, reaction will keep you average, but intention will make you great. See, successful people don't do more things, they do the right things consistently. They know where they're headed, so every decision lines up with the destination. When you don't have a plan, distractions become your boss. Other people's opinions control your time. Your past starts negotiating your future. But when you have a plan, you learn how to say no. You stop explaining yourself. You stop apologizing for wanting more. Most people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they lack a clear plan. Dreams without structure stay dreams forever. You can want a better life, a better income, a better mindset, and a better future. But wanting is not enough. A plan is what turns desire into direction. When you don't have a plan, you wake up every day guessing what to do next. You move, but you're not progressing. You stay busy, but you're not productive. Time passes, effort is spent, and at the end of the year, you wonder why nothing really changed. A plan gives your life focus. It tells you where you're going and why you're going there. Without focus, energy gets scattered. You start 10 things and finish none. You chase what feels good instead of what actually matters. With a plan, every decision has a filter. You start asking yourself, does this move me closer to my goal or further away from it? That single question can save you years of wasted effort. Focus is powerful because it eliminates confusion. When you know your target, you stop being distracted by noise. Without a plan, effort is wasted. You can work hard and still go nowhere. Hard work without direction is like running full speed on a treadmill. You're exhausted, but you're in the same place. A plan turns hard work into smart work. It breaks big dreams into small, manageable actions. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel organized. Instead of procrastinating, you execute. Small daily actions may feel insignificant, but over time, they create massive results. Consistency beats intensity every single time. A plan also protects you from emotional decision-making. When you don't have a plan, your mood controls your actions. If you feel tired, you quit. If you feel discouraged, you stop. If things get hard, you look for an escape. A written plan becomes your anchor when emotions try to pull you off course. It reminds you why you started. It keeps you committed when motivation fades. Motivation is temporary, but a plan gives you something solid to lean on when feelings change. Planning forces honesty. When you sit down and write your goals, your habits are exposed. You see where your time goes. You see what you prioritize. You realize that success isn't far away. It's just buried under distractions and excuses. This awareness can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Growth begins with truth. Once you see the gaps, you can start closing them. You stop blaming circumstances and start adjusting strategies. A plan builds discipline. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. A plan tells you what to do today, not someday. It turns discipline into a daily practice instead of a random burst of effort. Over time, discipline reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. Most importantly, a plan aligns your faith with action. Faith gives you vision, but a plan gives that vision steps. Believing in yourself is powerful, but backing that belief with structure is what produces results. When you combine faith, effort, and planning, you stop hoping for a better future and start building one intentionally. Without direction, effort becomes wasted energy. You can be busy all day, exhausted at night, and still feel like you didn't move an inch closer to the life you want. That's what happens when you work without a clear plan. Movement alone is not progress. Progress requires purpose. When you don't know exactly where you're going, every path looks acceptable, and that's dangerous. You start saying yes to things that don't matter and no to things that could change your life. A plan gives your effort a destination, so your hard work actually counts. Most people don't fail because they quit. They fail because they wander. They jump from idea to idea, from goal to goal, without committing long enough to see results. A plan stops the wandering. It draws a straight line between where you are and where you want to be. Once that line is clear, your actions become intentional. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. Instead of asking, "What should I do today?" you already know. That clarity removes stress and confusion because uncertainty is exhausting. When there is no direction, distractions take control. Social media, opinions, comparisons, and comfort start shaping your days. You spend time on things that feel urgent but aren't important. A plan gives you boundaries. It teaches you how to protect your time, your energy, and your focus. You become selective. You realize that everything doesn't deserve your attention. Focus is not about doing more. It's about doing less of the wrong things so you can do more of what matters. A clear plan also helps you measure progress. Without one, you rely on feelings, and feelings lie. Some days you feel successful, other days you feel like a failure, even if nothing actually changed. A plan gives you real indicators. You can track your actions, your habits, and your growth. You start seeing progress even when it's slow. That progress builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. Momentum is what keeps people going when results are not immediate. Direction also strengthens decision-making. When opportunities come, and they will, you won't be confused about what to choose. You'll know if something aligns with your goals or distracts from them. This saves you from regret. Many people look back and realize they spent years chasing things that didn't match their purpose. A plan prevents that by keeping your long-term vision in front of you every day. Another powerful thing about direction is that it reduces fear. Fear often comes from not knowing what's next. When you have a plan, uncertainty shrinks. You may not know every detail, but you know your next step. That's enough. Progress doesn't require the full picture. It only requires clarity on the next move. Taking one intentional step at a time builds courage. Courage grows with action, not with overthinking. When effort has direction, patience becomes easier. You stop rushing the process because you trust the plan. You understand that success is built layer by layer. Instead of quitting when results are slow, you adjust and continue. Direction keeps you grounded during setbacks. You don't see obstacles as stop signs, you see them as part of the route. And that mindset changes everything, because people who stay on the path long enough eventually reach the destination. Discipline is more important than motivation, because motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Motivation is emotional. Some days you wake up excited, focused, and ready to conquer the world. Other days you wake up tired, distracted, and doubting yourself. If your progress depends on how you feel, you will be inconsistent, and inconsistency kills results. Discipline is what carries you forward when motivation disappears. It is the decision to do what needs to be done regardless of mood, energy, or circumstances. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They wait for confidence, inspiration, or the perfect moment. Discipline does not wait. Discipline moves first, and confidence follows. The truth is, you don't become disciplined after you succeed. You succeed because you become disciplined. Every small act of discipline strengthens your character. Each time you do the hard thing instead of the easy thing, you are training your mind to obey your goals instead of your emotions. Discipline creates structure in a world full of distractions. Without it, life pulls you in 100 different directions. Notifications, comfort, entertainment, and other people's expectations compete for your attention. Discipline allows you to say no without guilt. It gives you the power to protect your time and energy. When you are disciplined, you don't negotiate with excuses. You already decided what matters and you follow through. One of the biggest misunderstandings about discipline is that people think it means being harsh or extreme. Real discipline is simple and practical. It's waking up when you said you would. It's showing up even when no one is watching. It's keeping promises to yourself. Discipline is built through repetition, not intensity. Small disciplined actions done daily will outperform big efforts done occasionally. Consistency is where transformation happens. Discipline also builds self-respect. When you constantly break promises to yourself, your confidence slowly erodes. You start doubting your own word. But when you follow through, even on small things, trust in yourself grows. That trust becomes a foundation for bigger goals. You begin to believe that if you set a goal, you will do what it takes to achieve it. That belief is powerful, and it cannot be given by anyone else. It must be earned through discipline. Another important truth is that discipline reduces stress. Many people think freedom comes from doing whatever they want, whenever they want. In reality, that kind of freedom leads to chaos, regret, and anxiety. Discipline creates freedom. When your habits are aligned with your goals, you don't constantly worry about falling behind. You know you are doing the work. That peace of mind is priceless. Discipline also prepares you for opportunities. Success often shows up unannounced. When opportunity knocks, unprepared people panic, but disciplined people are ready. Their habits have already built the skills, confidence, and resilience needed to step up. Discipline is what allows you to perform under pressure because you've practiced long before the moment arrived. In the end, discipline is an act of self-leadership. It's choosing your future over your comfort. It's understanding that the life you want is built by what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline is what finishes it. Planning is what separates people who win from people who only wish. Wishers talk about what they want, but winners organize their lives around what they want. Wishing is easy. It costs nothing to say, one day I'll be successful, or this year will be different. Planning is different. Planning requires commitment, clarity, and courage. It forces you to stop fantasizing about the future and start preparing for it. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not closed by hope. It is closed by intentional planning. Wishers rely on luck, timing, and circumstances. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions. Winners don't wait, they prepare. They understand that the perfect moment rarely comes, but preparation creates its own opportunities. When you plan, you are telling yourself that your future matters enough to be taken seriously. You stop leaving your life to chance and start taking responsibility for the outcome. Planning brings clarity, and clarity brings confidence. Wishers are often confused. They don't know what to focus on, so they chase everything and master nothing. Winners know their priorities. They know what deserves their time and what doesn't. A clear plan eliminates guesswork. Instead of waking up every day unsure of what to do, you wake up with purpose. That purpose fuels consistency, and consistency is what creates results. Another difference between winners and wishers is how they handle setbacks. Wishers see obstacles as signs to quit. When things don't go as expected, they assume it wasn't meant to be. Winners expect obstacles because they plan for them. A real plan is flexible. It allows adjustments without abandoning the goal. Winners don't panic when things go wrong, they adapt. Planning doesn't mean everything will go smoothly. It means you won't give up when it doesn't. Wishers often confuse activity with progress. They stay busy, but busy doesn't mean effective. Winners plan their actions so that every step moves them closer to their goal. They track progress, review results, and make changes when necessary. Planning turns effort into strategy. It ensures that time, energy, and resources are invested wisely instead of wasted. Planning also exposes commitment. Anyone can wish, but planning reveals how serious you are. When you write things down, set timelines, and define actions, excuses start to disappear. You can no longer hide behind vague intentions. You either follow the plan or you don't. That honesty is uncomfortable, but it's powerful. It separates those who are willing to do the work from those who just like the idea of success. Winners plan their habits, not just their goals. Wishers focus only on the outcome. Winners focus on the process. They understand that goals are achieved through daily routines. Planning helps you design habits that support the life you want. Over time, those habits compound. Small planned actions repeated consistently will always outperform big dreams with no structure. Planning also builds patience. Wishers want quick results. When success doesn't come fast, they lose interest. Winners understand that meaningful growth takes time. A plan helps you trust the process. It reminds you that progress is happening even when results are not visible yet. That patience keeps you going when others quit. In the end, planning is a statement of belief. It says, I believe my future is worth preparing for. Winners don't just dream about success, they schedule it, work toward it, and stay committed to it. That is why planning will always separate winners from wishers. Small daily actions are the hidden force behind massive results. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. They chase big changes, dramatic breakthroughs, and overnight success, but real transformation happens quietly through simple actions repeated consistently. The difference between success and failure is rarely one big decision. It is the accumulation of many small choices made every single day. Daily actions shape habits, and habits shape your future. What you do repeatedly becomes who you are. 1 hour wasted each day may not seem like much, but over a year it becomes hundreds of lost opportunities. On the other hand, 1 hour invested daily in learning, practicing, or improving yourself compounds into extraordinary growth. The power of small actions lies in their consistency. They don't require massive effort, but they do require commitment. Small actions remove overwhelm. Big goals can feel intimidating, causing procrastination and self-doubt. When you break those goals into daily steps, they become manageable. You stop feeling stuck because you always know what to do next. Progress feels possible. Each completed action builds momentum, and momentum makes the journey easier. Success becomes less about willpower and more about routine. Another powerful benefit of small daily actions is that they build confidence. Confidence doesn't come from thinking about success, it comes from evidence. Every time you follow through on a small commitment, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That proof accumulates. Over time, you stop questioning whether you can succeed because you've already shown yourself that you can stay consistent. Confidence grows naturally from action. Small actions also create resilience. When progress depends on massive effort, one bad day can derail everything. But when progress is built on small habits, you can recover quickly. Missing one day doesn't destroy the system. You simply return to the routine. This flexibility keeps people in the game long enough to win. Consistency doesn't require perfection. It requires persistence. Many people fail because they wait for the right time to start big. The truth is, there is no perfect time. Small actions allow you to start now. You don't need perfect conditions to take a small step. You can begin with what you have where you are. Over time, those steps create clarity, skill, and opportunity. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation. Daily actions also shape your mindset. When you show up consistently, your identity changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who does. That shift is powerful. Your self-image begins to align with your goals. You act differently because you believe differently, and that belief is reinforced every day by your actions. Small actions compound in ways that are often invisible at first. For weeks or even months, it may feel like nothing is changing, but beneath the surface, progress is building. Skills are improving, habits are forming. Eventually, there is a breakthrough that looks sudden to others, but is the result of long-term consistency. People call it luck, but it's really the compound effect of daily effort. In the long run, success is not about intensity, it is about sustainability. Small daily actions are sustainable. They fit into real life. They can be repeated even on difficult days. And when repeated long enough, they create results that look extraordinary, but are built on ordinary discipline. Faith combined with planning creates unstoppable momentum. Faith alone gives you hope and belief, but planning gives that belief direction. Many people say they have faith, but they never take the steps that faith requires. They believe things will change, but they don't change their actions. True faith is not passive. It demands movement. It asks you to prepare for what you are praying for. When faith and planning work together, progress becomes inevitable. Faith helps you see beyond your current circumstances. It allows you to believe in possibilities that are not yet visible. Planning takes those possibilities and turns them into practical steps. Without planning, faith can turn into wishful thinking. Without faith, planning can turn into fear-driven control. Together they create balance. Faith gives you courage, and planning gives you structure. One fuels vision, the other fuels execution. When you plan with faith, you stop waiting for confidence to appear. You act even when you are uncertain. Faith tells you that you don't need to see the entire path, only the next step. Planning identifies that next step clearly. This combination reduces fear and hesitation. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the future, you focus on what you can do today. Momentum is built one step at a time. Faith-based planning also strengthens resilience. Setbacks are inevitable. Things will not always go according to plan. Faith reminds you that failure is not final. Planning allows you to adjust without quitting. When one approach doesn't work, you don't abandon the goal. You revise the strategy. This mindset keeps you moving forward even when progress slows. Momentum is not about speed, it's about continuity. Another powerful aspect of faith and planning is alignment. When your actions align with what you believe, inner conflict disappears. Many people feel frustrated because they say they believe in a better future, but their daily actions contradict that belief. Planning closes that gap. It brings your behavior to harmony with your values. When belief and action align, energy flows more freely. You stop wasting effort on things that don't matter. Faith also helps you trust the process. Planning helps you manage it. You understand that growth takes time, but you remain committed because you believe the outcome is worth it. This patience is essential. People who lack faith quit too early. People who lack planning burn out. Together, faith keeps your spirit strong while planning keeps your steps steady. Faith-based planning also prepares you for opportunity. When opportunity arrives, you are not scrambling. You are ready. You've done the work in advance. You've built the habits, skills, and mindset required to step forward confidently. Many people miss opportunities not because they aren't capable, but because they aren't prepared. Planning ensures preparation. Faith ensures courage. Momentum grows when belief and action reinforce each other. Each small success strengthens faith. Each planned step strengthens discipline. This creates a cycle that accelerates progress. You start seeing results, which increases belief, which leads to more action. Over time, this momentum becomes difficult to stop because it is rooted in both conviction and consistency. In the end, faith plus planning transforms hope into reality. It moves you from wishing to building, from dreaming to doing. When you believe deeply and plan intentionally, you don't just move forward, you move forward with purpose and power.